Hello, hello. I've arrived. And I've unmuted myself. That's pretty helpful, huh? But yes, anyway. Hello. Hello. Alright, we are back. Hello, Raven Ghost. Good to see you today. You know, and good to see you every other day, but you know, you get the idea. Hello. But yes, where was I? How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. But yeah, pretty nice day. I had pancakes for dinner. So that's always pretty good. Have you eaten? Are you doing well as well? Yeah, I suppose in the meantime, nice. Yes, well, it was very nice. Not the best pancakes I've ever had, but they were pretty good. Haven't eaten dinner yet? Oh yeah, go do that. Go do that. But yes. So let's see. Schedule. Yes, let's get into the schedule. So today we're playing Momodora 2. I was sort of debating for a little while, because a new character came out in Guilty Gear Strive, and also a new Minecraft update came out, which are two things that I have historically rescheduled streams over, but I guess they kind of canceled each other out this time, because I'm not doing either of those things. But yes, so today we're going to be continuing the Momodora series. We're going to be playing Momodora 2. I remember having beaten Momodora 2, but I have very few memories of the game itself. I do remember having beaten it. I don't know, I may be misremembering actually. I know I've played it at least once. I'm pretty sure I've beaten it. But yes. Yeah, the more that I think about it, the more I'm not 100% sure I've actually beaten it. But I guess that's not a huge deal. So, let's see. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing some Destiny 2, finally. We've been, you know, when I switched to this sort of reduced streaming schedule, my goal was, I wanted to spend the time that I wasn't, streaming, you know, working on stream assets and, all that. I've said this many times before, and I'll say it many times again before we're done, I'm sure. But, the whole idea of it was to, you know, have sort of do sort of not low intensity, but stream projects that didn't require or demand a whole lot of thinking and all that outside of the stream. You know, play short games, play short games, not invest too heavily in anything, so that I could have the time and the mental energy to work on other things for the stream. And, you know, for the VOD channel, and for all that. But, here I go, and I did, I did 3 streams of, Destiny lore before we actually got into Destiny 2. And, you know, I had to do, like, homework for them and everything, as well. I had to go and make notes about things to talk about. And I did enjoy it, I will say. You know, I'm not saying that it was a bad thing, those streams. But, I've definitely sort of violated the spirit of the rules that I set for myself in this particular instance. Which is what it is. But, nevertheless, we're going to start Destiny 2 Forsaken tomorrow. I've been getting into Destiny 2 again in a major way. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. But yes, let's see. I guess, oh wait, hold on. Schedule. So, you know, tonight, just about to start Momodora 2. Tomorrow, playing Destiny 2 Forsaken, 10 a.m. Central Time. Let's see. Yeah, next Tuesday would be the next stream. So we will be probably, I assume, continuing Borderlands the pre-sequel, because it actually works. Unlike Borderlands 2, which just sort of decided to stop working after a certain point for us, it would seem. And Borderlands the pre-sequel works. Wow. But yes, so we'll be continuing that. We may or may not be playing another game in the meantime. We usually end up doing so, whether or not we plan to. But, or not in the meantime, but during that stream as well. But yes, so we're expecting that around 5:30 or so, Central Time. Then next Thursday, I don't know what we're gonna do next Thursday. We might play well, probably we're gonna play more Momodora 2. Because I think we only just barely managed to beat Momodora 1 within the time frame of a single stream last week. And even then, I did have to, I think I stayed on a little bit later than usual to do that, to beat it, if I remember correctly. So I do remember Momodora 2 being longer than Momodora 1. Like, I launched it even to, earlier today to, get the, capture set up. And it has a save feature, or it has like a save menu, which, implies to me that it is probably a relatively long. But, I guess, you could save your progress in Momodora 1 as well. So, I guess, I don't know. I feel like it's probably going to take 2 streams. It may take more, may take less. Glad I found out about someone. Oh, also, something. Gotcha. Yes. Hello, Orion Plays. Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here today. But yes. So next Thursday, there's a good chance that we'll be playing more Momodora 2, like I was saying. 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then next Friday, we will almost certainly be playing more Destiny 2. Yes, I do know Activision Blizzard. I have heard of them. I have heard the legends. Yeah, let me get over to the game screen. Oh yeah. Well, actually, hold on. I don't know if it's... Hold on. There we go. Yeah, they have a lawsuit. I have heard about that also. I'm not super familiar with the details, but I have heard about that lawsuit. But yeah, also, by the way, yeah, just to needed to reactivate my brain there for a second. So, like I've mentioned, I've been working on stream assets. So I want to show this little something that I've been working on. Aha. Yeah, I'm working on a new game screen. It's not done yet. This was just sort of, I put this in place to basically just to, like, have a chance to look at it. Nice? Glad you like it. But yeah, I put it here just so I could sort of get an idea of how much space I need for the different elements. I can definitely, I imagine I can probably make the game screen a little bit bigger. Maybe make myself a little bit smaller, move myself up to get more of me. But yeah, this little text area definitely doesn't need to be that big because the text is nowhere near that big. I don't know, I guess I could use that for something else in addition to text, but I don't know what else I'd put there, I guess. But, well, I mean, I guess this is where, sort of I park the, reactive images for my, collab partners whenever we do a collab. So maybe it's good that there's a pretty significant amount of space here. But yeah, anyway, not quite done yet. But yes, we're working on it. Just so you know that I haven't been completely idle during this time. But yes. You know what? Well, actually, hold on. This needs to... hold on. Oh dear. Don't do that. Here we go. I think I need to shrink down the chat window just a little bit so it'll fit a little bit nicer. For whatever reason, it's kind of a weird size. Kind of a weird size on my end. Like the actual window that I can interact with. But yeah, at any rate, well... hold on. I think I set the width too wide. Oh dear. That's no good. Well, anyway, I'll mess with this later. Still a work in progress. But I don't know. I feel like we'll take it for a test drive today. Actually, We'll take it for a test drive. Whoops. Alright, it looks like looks like OBS has other plans. Come on. There we go. And is this where I need it to be? Hold on. Oh dear. Alright, I'm wasting time here. Need to get my head in the game. Alright, I definitely should be doing this on my own time, rather than on everyone else's, but since I'm here anyway. Oops. Nope. Alright, this should be fine. You can't see what I'm adjusting here at the moment, but... And just to, alright, unmute that, mute that. And now, we will launch the game. And of course, we've got to adjust the volume. It's a little bit loud. Oh, why is it not capturing? Oh dear. Uh-oh. Interesting. Alright, this isn't an overlay issue. This is just a... I'm not sure what this issue is, actually. I know that the capturing Momodora 1 was a little bit weird. So maybe this one's a little bit weird too. Well, it shouldn't be, because I was able to capture it earlier in this same way. Whoops. Oh. Oh. Alright, this is weird. Oh, I don't like this. Alright, this is too wide. Why is the game so wide? Uh-oh. Oh dear. Okay. So now it's the wrong size. Alright. So, I will fix this. I will fix this. Incidentally, the game's still a little bit loud on my end, so let me know if it's a bit loud for you all. Alright. So this should be... Sounds alright. Good, good. Oh. Alright, we should be just about... Okay, I think that's good. Oh. Nope. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright. Yeah, I might just need to adjust the volume a little bit on my end. Alright, that should be fine. Okay. Okay. The text doesn't stand out super well against the white background here now. Well, we'll... it's fine, I guess. It's legible. Anyway, let's play this video game, shall we? So, the story of Momodora 2 follows from the story of Momodora 1. Let me pull up the story again, because I expected the game to give us a little text, some text to describe the story, like it did last time. But it seems that that is not the case. But yes. So, in the original Momodora, we played as a character named Isadora. He went on a quest into the Underworld to find a special sacred item that could revive her mother that was sacrificed, or who was sacrificed rather. She did not find what she was looking for after defeating the Underworld Queen, and between now and then, she has become the new Underworld Queen. And yes, and as the README file that comes with this game describes it, her rebirth as the Underworld Queen has caused a lot of problems to nearby villages. I don't know what those problems are. It doesn't go into any details about the nature of the problems. But it sure did cause problems, apparently. But yes, anyway. Oh, there you are, Momo. I'm sorry for speeding a bit, but I had to make sure this place was safe for my little sister. But yes, we're playing as a new character now. We're playing as Momo. You know, being on a mission like this isn't for any girl. We trust that you'll find the Underworld Queen of this shrine and defeat her. Ever since her appearance, we have been having problems in our village. Something must be done. Well, I'll be heading home now. I can't really stay with you here. It's something you must do on your own. I hope you come back safe. Good luck, sis. We'll be sure to do that. Yeah, so I think, as I understand it, this game has more of a Metroidvania type gameplay to it compared to the original, which was more of a straight platformer. Alright, that plant was non-threatening, but I did get hit by another one. Oh. So it's just a Coho maiden after all. I presume your mission here is to kill me, right? Unfortunately, that's unlikely to happen. Just go away. You're so weak, killing you right now wouldn't even be fun. Well, looks like we've got to change that. Alright, yeah. Seeing this game again, I'm confident that I have beaten it before. I'm confident that I am not misremembering. Because yeah, I know I haven't beaten, before I was under the impression that I, had beaten all of them except 3. But then thinking about it again, I think I got 3 and 2 confused a little bit and at the start there. Alright. Hitting that thing doesn't seem to be solving any problems and is causing the problem of us taking a lot of damage. Excuse me. This enemy does seem to take damage, but also it deals damage. You got the Coho Charm. It's a seal you can throw by pressing up plus S. It's powerful enough to destroy certain kinds of blocks, even. Ah, there we go. I'd assumed that it would throw in an arc, but it seems that it throws directly forward. Ah. Also, Angelus Errare. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce that. Ow. I also don't know how to get more of the seals. I suppose they'll probably be dropped by enemies, maybe? I kind of wish that I hadn't spent them already. So yes, we're still armed with a leaf, as is the classic. But I don't think you get a gun in this game. Whereas in the previous game, you got several guns. Ah, hello there. After running away from so many one-eyed freaks, I meet a decent human. I'll definitely keep your name in my memory. As for my name, it's Melko. I come from a very faraway land, in search of the missing princess from my country. Our princess's name is Aerie, who supposedly fled the kingdom after seeing the dreadful state of our citizens outside the royal family. I've heard people saying she came here looking for the sacred powers hidden within. But where is she? If you ever find her, can you bring her back here? I'll see what I can do, I suppose. Okay, so yes, enemies do drop these seals. Ah, and it seems that there's not a, I'd assume that, since I got 5 when I first got the item, that was the cap for the time being at least, but it seems like that is not the case. I don't necessarily know that there is a cap in that case. Oh dear. Yeah, another noteworthy mechanic is the fact that enemies can, like, hit you from off-screen. Which is usually not the... well, I guess not, it's not that uncommon. But it's not super common either in Metroidvanias. Usually when the screen sort of advances like this, you know, it means that you are in a position where the things that occurred off-screen are no longer of great concern to you. You found a love letter. Within the letter, words filled with love and joy became swarmingly attached to your soul. After reading it, the love letter vanishes into thin air. Health boosted. Nice. Oh. Suppose we might as well save. Yeah, so it seems that you can do a little sit. Nice. Not really a crouching, but you can just sort of sit. But yes. So yeah, I observed this earlier, but it seems that the charm can, like, will only break these blocks if it hits these ones that I'm, like, under right now. It doesn't break these. I thought there for a second that I had double jumped, but I think I just sort of hit the side of that block in such a way that the game decided that I was on solid ground again. So we may have just discovered some speedrun tech. I don't know that will necessarily come in handy in our casual playthrough here, but maybe. Oh dear. Can we get up here? No. Oh dear. Oh. Come on. Come on. There we go. You know, for being dangerous ruins, there sure are a lot of, like... oh, I guess... I thought this was a person. It seems that this is a statue of some sort. Reaching far-off distances, your prayers touch the hearts of the gods. You have been blessed by Luna. Interesting. Seems that we cannot acquire any more power. But yeah, I absolutely do not remember that statue at all. So I wonder if I maybe just didn't ever think to pray before in this game, in my previous playthrough. Hmm. Interesting that those enemies don't ever seem to descend on you, it would seem. This seems like the lead up to... Oh no. I was going to say the lead up to a boss fight. And just who are you? Get out of my way. If you insist on being there, I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Alright? Oh dear. What a roller coaster that was. At first I thought it was going to be a boss fight. Then I thought it was going to be an area transition. Turns out it's both. Alright, so jump over that first. Ah, okay. So we can destroy the knives. That's good to know. Oh. We can also be destroyed by powerful beams of energy. Which is also good to know, if perhaps less pleasant knowledge. Hi again. Yeah, I must say I was caught off guard by the coarseness of our friend here's language. Yeah, not even the Underworld Queen from the previous game had such coarse language. Oh dear. Alright, so don't jump in the direction that that energy wave is traveling. Good to know. It seems that jumping in the direction that it's coming from is not necessarily a sure bet either. Ah, how can this be? You're annoying. Better not appear in front of me again. Oh, are you? No, you don't seem to do anything more than the other plants did. You're just larger. Yeah, these enemies... Oh, no, that one seems like it's chasing me. Yeah, a lot of enemies here in the Sanctum that aren't super aggressive. Alright, I don't think I can make that jump, necessarily. Ooh. Ilori. Ah, didn't realize you could read the statues either. Reaching far off distances, your prayers touch the hearts of the gods. You've been blessed by Milori. Ah. You got the wave charm. Your shields can go through walls now. Nice. So I couldn't pray. Well, I guess maybe you just need to move a distance away before you can pray again. Ow. Need to watch where I'm stepping. Let's see, that'll just drop me down here again, which is not necessarily useful. But at least we've got that red fella that was flying around out of the way. Ah, wait, yeah, okay. Up here we go. I don't know that we haven't improved our jumping ability to any degree at this point. So I feel like we probably need to go somewhere else. Let's see, did we already go down here? Yes. Yes, this is the area that we already went down to. Ah, right. Can't jump up that way. So yeah, I remember there was a place where we could throw our charm to break a wall down, down. So I guess maybe that's probably where we have to go. Maybe, probably. Probably, maybe. Mint end. Yeah, we maybe could go just jump up through that area transition. But we can't jump up to the ledge that would allow us to jump up to that area transition, I don't think. I feel like I probably don't need to do all this. I can get some talismans out of it. Luna. Okay. So yes, the statues do have names on them. As a rule. Oh dear. This is unfortunate. I hope I hit the bell, back in the Milori Sanctum. Okay, so that... Yes, that platform is very close to... Looks like it's very close to being jump-toable, but, it would seem that it is, in fact, not. Alright, let's take less unnecessary damage. There we go. I can probably bypass a lot of this just by jumping down here. I can. And so I will. These guys can have learned how to vary their attack trajectories. Maybe they can't do it at will. Yeah. It seems that they just have various trajectories that they can throw at, rather than being able to decide their trajectory. Or maybe there are some that do and some that don't. Can we... No, can't interact with that statue. Or inspect it. Alright, so that's... Ah, okay. Another love letter? Very good, very good. Yeah, it seems like you can't jump anywhere from there. Alright. Back to the RRA. I wonder if that's a word. I feel like that's probably a word, just not a word that I'm familiar with. And back to Coho Plains. Oh dear. There we go. No, that's nothing. Alright. There was... Ah, okay. This is what I was thinking of, yeah. 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 And this. We can also interact with this. But, first, let's go down here, since it was closer at hand. Ah, love letter. Nice. Very good, very good. They've got a lot of love letters around these parts, huh? Oh. Hold on, I didn't catch the area name. Choel Chol. That definitely doesn't seem like an actual word. Hi. Oh? A human? Ni hao, my name is Mai. I come from a faraway land. I am here for the same reason as you. My people are threatened by the evil force coming from this temple. For some reason, I cannot get to the source of the evil, though. I wonder why. It's dark in here. Oh dear. For these enemies... Oh. Look at this guy. Look at his leaf. I was gonna remark that his leaf is about the same size as him, but our leaf is about the same size as us, I guess. So that's not too unusual. Hmm. Do we wanna... Ah, there we go. There's another platform there. Oh dear. Hopefully we got a light source in here somewhere. Magic feather. Now you can jump midair by pressing the jump button. Nice. Alright, so we didn't get a light source per se, but we did get a jump source. For what that's worth. Ah. A strange crest is engraved here. It's sealed by some kind of power. So that, we need some sort of key, perhaps literal, perhaps metaphorical, to access. Oh dear. Oh dear. The weird floor plants are getting even weirder. So it seems that you can... I did catch a little glimpse of that small enemy in the darkness there. And I just realized I forgot to do my laundry. I've got to make sure I do that because I really need to. I am in dire need of some laundry doing, but it's nothing that can't be done after the stream. So I will not delay. Or I will not delay the stream. Pardon me. Thank you. There we go. I imagine these creatures are not too fast for us to dodge, I suppose. Whether or not I am fast enough to dodge them is another question, I suppose. But they're not too fast to be dodged, I don't think. Rawheart Hall. Oh, look at this fancy lad. Are you... Oh, right. You're the person that we talked to before. I forgot about you. I saw what I'm assuming is an enemy upstairs, sweeping skull clouds, and I thought you looked a little bit similar to them. Just as I can't remember your name, I can't remember the voice I assigned to you. I've given a lot of these characters pretty similar voices so far, because I don't have a super high range. So, anyway. Hey Momo, how have you been? I've been running away from all kinds of despicable creatures for some time now. I take it that you haven't found the princess of my land yet, right? Well, I've been constantly checking back the places I've been in hopes of clues of her disappearance. If you find her, would you please tell her to go where we first met? Sure thing. You're not super aggressive, I suppose. Alright, there we go. Oh, look at that guy. Man, Dora's been busy. I don't know if she's creating these new monsters or perhaps recruiting or training them. But yeah, the previous Underworld queen didn't have anywhere near as nice accommodations as this, if nothing else. Oh, hey. Oh, you again. I think you were from Coho, right? Sorry, I forgot your name, so I guess you're not one to give a lasting impression. I've forgotten your name too, so it's fine. Ah, Momo, right. I still haven't progressed much on my mission. But I hope you are doing fine on yours. It doesn't really matter which of us, or whoever else, defeats the evil from this forsaken place. As long as that evil is gone, we will all be able to live in peace again. That's a good attitude. A lot of times there's characters who do not take such an enlightened view of things. I must be the one to defeat the evil. It is me. But no. This person just wants it done. Another love letter. Nice. Alright, can't interact with that, it seems. But I imagine we're going to get the means to interact with that. Oh, ghosts. One of these ghosts looks frighteningly similar to me. Similar sort of hair. Uncanny. Hopefully that's not a... Hopefully that's not a... what's the word I'm looking for? A prophecy, perhaps. Alright, let's see. Where are we, relatively speaking? I know what area we're in. Is there a map? There is a map. Okay. Alright, alright. Just had to look over at the notes, or the README file. Like this game has a manual. Not a lot of games have manuals now these days. I know for a while it was fairly common after the sort of after like physical manuals went out of style. It was fairly common, I think, for games to still have like let's see, one of these. What are those squares on the map, I wonder, actually? Are those... I think those are the statues we prayed at, right? Yes. But yeah, so for a while, you know, around the time that digital distribution sort of started really becoming popular, they sort of stopped putting manuals in games and stuff. Because, you know, a lot of the time people, you know, I imagine, you know, sort of, for one thing, it's a cost-saving measure. You don't have to print them and all that. For another thing, you know, the idea of a digital manual, you know, is a good thing for people who purchase a thing digitally, so that way that they have a manual. But yeah, nowadays it feels like even digital manuals aren't really a thing anymore. Or at least are much less a thing than they used to be. Because yeah, I think like basically every 3DS game had like a physical and a digital manual, generally speaking. But I don't think Switch games usually do, or at least if they do, I've never been able to find them. Yeah, digital manuals or physical. There are probably, of course, exceptions. You're going to follow me, huh? Quite persistently at that. I wonder, can I just, No, just swiping will not keep you at bay. Though I guess part of that may have been due to the fact that they were pretty, at a sort of a high angle. You got the Twinkle Pendant. Now you can dash by double tapping left or right. Dashing lets you destroy blocks with the star symbol. Alright, can I... No, I cannot hold that enemy at bay. Oh hey! You're in my way again. What did I tell you about getting in my way? This time I'm gonna be dead serious about ripping your bones apart. Man! You're just a little ball of fury. Oh dear. Right. Then the 3 projectile attacks. I jumped too high too early. You got some skills though, I'll give you that. Oh no, I'm alive. I was certain that I wasn't going to survive that. And I was so I was so caught off guard by my survival that I didn't survive a whole lot longer afterwards. At least we have a map. Or at least, we've always had the map. At least we know that we have a map now. I don't know if talking to NPCs necessarily means anything for story progression, or if they have any personal plots or anything like that that need to be progressed by speaking to them. But I'm going to speak to these NPCs anyway. Not necessarily going to go over their dialogue again, but just in case. I don't want to miss setting any flags. Alright, no real downward hitbox on those. Or I guess the hitbox is the same size as the charm, broadly speaking. Hello again. But yes, I've completely forgotten the name of every NPC thus far, which is a little bit unfortunate. Oh, hi. Weren't you just downstairs? Seems some kind of force prevents me from pushing onwards. So let be it. My duty here is over then. Momo, you are the only hope for my people and yours. Be careful though. Can you hear these screams of pain and agony? It seems something or someone is in deep grief. Maybe only you can free that soul from such pain. Good luck, and may the gods be with you. Alright, it seems like it's not me just yet. It feels like I've sequence broken a little bit, almost. Which the game shouldn't expect me to be, or at least it shouldn't assume, I don't think, that I am ready for the final boss, like, as soon as I can get here. Because I'm pretty sure you need the double jump to be able to get into here, don't you? So being able to double jump up there, I don't think should be necessarily a sign that you have, you know, the necessary amount of plot progression in you to be able to, you know, make it to the final boss, whatever that amount may be. There we go. Twinkle Pendant, nice. Now I need to be just a little bit further for the boss fight to start. Alright, seems like you can't dash midair. Good to know. I feel like maybe I'm overusing my double jump. No, that time I didn't get hit because I didn't double jump. I got hit there because I tried to move into the attack. But that's only so useful. And I made a terrible mistake, unfortunately. Alright, so I don't know, I think I might, if this character is related to the plot in some way, I might have messed that up to some degree. Which is perhaps a bit unfortunate. Alright, you're dealt with. Oh dear. Let's not take too much damage if we can avoid it. Also, sip. It is time to sip. Sip. Once again, I need to make sure that my mouth and my throat are clear of water before I start saying things, or else I will choke just a little bit. I don't take big sips, so it's not a huge deal, but still. Hello again. I'm back. Oh, no, I can jump in midair. I just didn't. I must have missed the timing. Ah, and you can also... Oh, you can double jump quite rapidly, or you can dash quite rapidly. Whoops. So yeah, I guess that explains why I was having so much difficulty avoiding this attack. I wasn't doing it right. Well, I didn't do it right there either, but we're closer to solving the mystery of this this attack. Yeah, I feel like the and I'm not sure if this is the game or my keyboard. My keyboard is somewhat troublesome, I will say. But what I was going to say there is I feel like the I'm having a little bit of difficulty making my dash. Well, I was going to say my dash inputs go off, and I was going to use the fact that I wasn't dashing there as an example, but I don't have the Twinkle Pendant right now, so it doesn't matter how well I input my dash inputs now because I can't dash because I don't have the thing that lets me dash. Imagine that. Alright, Twinkle Pendant. Yeah, you can really move, it seems like. Nope. Alright, I was a little bit early there. And there I probably could have dashed twice in midair to solve that problem. Solve the problem of me taking damage from that attack, I suppose. You know, dodging. Ah, I've run out of charms. That's unfortunate. Right, you can change your direction. That's also unfortunate for me. I was thinking earlier, you know, I'm sort of in the stage itself. I was sort of, not really consciously, but I was, not, using my charms a whole lot. That's unfortunate. But yeah, not consciously, but I was sort of avoiding using my charms very much. Because I guess I expected to run out. Or I expected that I could run out. But then I got into this boss fight, and, you know, where I realized that I have, like, you know, now I have, like, I have 69 charms exactly, but, you know, I was getting up into very high numbers, or what felt like high numbers of charms, and then I figured, you know, probably I don't have to be this, sparing with them. I can probably be, you know, I probably won't run out even over the course of, like, a boss fight. I was thinking of, and it seems that that is not correct. It seems that, I wonder actually, I feel like the leaf probably does more damage to the charms. Does it? I think that took fewer leaf hits than charm hits. Because I can scarcely imagine like the second boss fight taking like hundreds of hits necessarily from like the melee attack. Yeah, I don't know what the damage differential is at this point. But yeah, I neither need to be particularly sparing with charms, nor can I be reckless with them. Because they are the safest way we have of dismantling these knives. And getting a little bit more damage in during the sort of shockwave phases. We can hit the knives just with our leaf, but I I don't like that. I don't like doing that. I'm not super keen on the timing. Right, you can turn around. I forgot that. Alright. Unfortunate. But we've just confirmed another theory of mine. I was wondering that, let me collect my thoughts. I was wondering if, rather, not wondering that, I was wondering if different attacks from this boss did different amounts of damage, because it felt like, you know, sometimes I would, like, be at a full heart and take a hit and die, and sometimes I would get hit by an attack and only take, like, a quarter heart of health. And I will be the first to admit that I have been not paying super close attention to how much HP I have at any given time. But it does seem that the boss can do varying amounts of damage with varying attacks. But yes, our friend here is in fact dead serious about ripping our bones apart, it would seem. And they're very good at it. Ah, the cruel irony. I finally managed to get to spawn a heart with a melee attack. And I cannot reach it. I guess probably avoiding the, or not avoiding, but hitting the knife projectiles with my melee attack is more of a problem of positioning than a problem of timing, as I was making it out to be. Because it's not like there's any variance in the angles of the knives. The pattern is perfectly predictable, so as long as I put myself in the right place, it should resolve itself, essentially. I was about to muse upon the idea of like a no charm run of this game or something like that, but you do need charms to unlock doors, or not unlock doors, but to you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe I don't know actually, but to you know, get through certain blocks, you know. Said you know a lot there, but now you do know, for sure. Alright, whoops. Not quite used to these controls, so I'm messing up a lot of my inputs. I'm getting a lot of jumps instead of attacks, and a lot of attacks instead of jumps. Just gotta internalize that pattern. Alright, I did not internalize the pattern. Alright, now we're in kind of a rough way. So, I think maybe now I'm probably being a bit too careful with my knife, or my charms. Whoops. Definitely being too careful with that enemy. Oh wow, that cloud does quite a bit of damage actually, so maybe I wasn't being careful enough. Alright, let's go get some health back. I don't like this. Alright. Ah, you're still here. So it seems that they're almost like soft area transitions and hard area transitions, where sometimes enemies will follow you across screens, but sometimes they won't. Even within the, you know, area transition is not the proper term to use. Screen transition. Yeah, even within the same area, sometimes enemies will follow you and sometimes they won't. It may just be a positioning thing, actually. Like, depending on how close you are to the boss or whatnot. So yeah, I think I'll sort of do the opposite of what I had been intending to do there. And use my charms for damage and use my leaf for defense. Well, actually, maybe that's not the best idea. I just need to be a little bit more cautious with it. I need to be a little bit more cautious with a lot of things, I suppose. But yeah, you know, if you're just going to land next to me, I might as well hit you with a melee attack. This is a bad way. I do want to avoid dying, so maybe I should focus on that. Nice. Alright. I don't think I'm within a single hit of death. Now I am. Now I'm not again. Alright. This is kinda rough, huh? I almost feel like I'm missing some sort of damage power-up or something. Oh. Alright, so the knives, it seems, don't do a whole lot of damage. Finally back with food. Nice. Alright, we are on, or just about to be on, I suppose, our fifth attempt at the second boss. Whoops. Alright. Yeah, we don't need to bother with this guy. Actually, I guess this being an area that enemies can't cross into does make sense, because this is a boss arena. Then they presumably wouldn't want just your rabble getting into the boss arena and interfering with the boss fight. Alright, we acquired the Twinkle Pendant once again. Part of me wanted to go and save before I fought the boss again, but I can't do that, because the boss is between us and the save point. But yes, this is our friend again. And as stated, they are dead serious, rather, about ripping our bones apart. And they've been doing a very good job, just an alarmingly good job of it so far. I don't know, maybe it could be possible that this enemy is just resistant to charms. Or something like that. Well, I say that, but I wasn't able to, I haven't found a whole lot of luck with melee attacks either. I definitely remember this boss now. I'm confident that I have, I've renewed my confidence that Momodora 3 is the one that I either haven't played or haven't played as extensively as the rest of the games in the series. Whoops. Alright. So, I think we're going to look around a little bit more. We're going to do some more exploring. Because I feel like I should be doing more damage. I feel like the boss shouldn't be taking this long. But I guess it could just be that the boss feels like it's taking longer because there's no obvious sign that they are actually taking damage. You know, there's no health bar or anything like that. Is there anything up here? This feels like a place where there would be a thing. But it seems that there is not a thing, in fact. Did we go over here? I'm sure we did, actually, now that I think about it. Ow. Alright, let's not be reckless. Alright, there's a save room right over here. Where else can we go at this point, I wonder? Probably, let's see, there's definitely at least a place down... There's a couple of places. There's a downward path right over around here. Wait. This leads down, apparently. Maybe it's less that this area has a path that leads down, and more so that there's a path that leads up into it. Because there doesn't seem to be anything I can do to proceed downwards. Very interesting, very interesting. There's definitely something up, but I don't seem to be equipped with whatever it is I need to be able to interact with that. So yeah, I think we're going to go down first. We're going to go down and to the right. Ow. This is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. But yeah, what are you having for dinner tonight, Raven Ghost? I guess that's awful presumptive of me to assume that it's dinner. What are you eating today, at this point in time? Alright. So yeah, we go, and we get hit by the floor plant again. There we go. Dinner, Taco Bell. Gotcha. Alright. Hope you enjoy. We've been assailed by a floor plant once again. Alright, we've been here. Always do love tacos. Good, good. Get out of here, ghost. Honestly, I probably don't need to bother these lantern fellas. Yeah, you did in D&D with Sheppy, but I'll be lurking. Glad to have you around, all. Welcome, welcome. Tell Sheps I said hi if you get the chance, also. Alright, so we've got another love letter, which will, came on 1 minute after I ended stream. I would have rated you. Should have been a little bit, I should have been a bit quicker then, I suppose. So yeah, nothing... Actually, there's a way up from that save room over yonder, apparently. I didn't see a path upwards, but maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention. Oh wait, no. Not that save room. No wonder I didn't see a way up, because there wasn't one, in that save room at least. Yeah, up and over, and up again. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, we know that this is something. We don't know what it is per se, but it's something. Ah. Ah! Another statue, nice. Chiemi. Reaching far off distances, your prayers touch the hearts of the gods. You've been blessed by Chiemi. Nice. You know, I don't know what these blessings do, per se. I'm sure that it's better to have them than to not have them. And I feel like there's a pretty decent chance that they're... Actually, they're probably what I need to collect in order to be able to get to the final boss. And look at these advanced floor plants. Yeah, there's definitely more to be found, I'm sure. You know, we've got that locked chest. We've got that downwards section. There's a lot more to be found here. Let's see. Alright. Being able to fast travel would be nice. That'd be nice in a lot of games, I suppose. But then I wouldn't have the opportunity to get so many charms, which would be a tragedy in itself. Alright. So yeah, we should be back into the hall here in just a sec. Oh, there we go. Alright. We're fine for the minute. I've already spoken to you, I think. Let's go have a save. Ow. We're about to save, so it doesn't matter that we've taken damage. Alright. Are you still there? Yes, you are. So yeah, it does seem to be transition-based. It's based on the area transition, rather than distance-based, to determine whether an enemy can continue following you. There are just certain areas that an enemy can't pass through, even if they can pass through other area transitions. Alright, Dash Pendant, or Twinkle Pendant, rather. The pendant that lets you dash, the Twinkle Pendant. Alright, you again. I hope everyone's ready to have their bones ripped apart, because our friend here is not going to show us any mercy. One thing I also need to keep in mind, I think, is that attacking does halt my momentum. I can't move and attack at the same time, despite my best efforts. Whoops. Yeah, I can't even move and use charms at the same time, when I've been sort of treating charms as sort of a low investment attack. An attack to use when I don't want to commit to doing a melee attack. But I guess they are, you know, I'm committing resources to these attacks. Charms aren't free, after all. Alright, you're about to use your beam attack that I have failed to dodge once again. And I failed to dodge it once again because I forgot that they can turn around. Oh dear. Well, we got most of the health that we lost back there. Got this. Thank you for your belief. I will use this power wisely. And honestly, just using using anything wisely would probably be the solution to this. I just need to be more careful, as per usual. There we go. So. You again? We'll make an effort to land near the boss, but not on them, because that's a common issue. I say landing on the boss. Yeah, I'm still working under the assumption, and it may or may not be true. I have not proven this one way or the other yet. I'm still working under the assumption that our melee attack does more damage than our charm attack. And I got so caught up in throwing charms there that I kind of forgot to dodge, which is unfortunate. Whoops. Yeah, I really don't have the dash timing quite down. I feel like I'm probably just trying to execute my maneuvers a little bit too quickly. Because if I've got the right rhythm to it, I can dash really fast. Or oh, there we go. We got this. Why? I've lost you again. Who are you? Are you looking for the sacred power of this temple too? Told you. That's all I needed. I needed you to believe in me. That's all I had to have. Thank you. What? Underworld Queen? I didn't know about such thing. Guess you're not an enemy then. I am Eri, Princess of the Kingdom of Karst. I'm here because of the many legends concerning the miraculous power. Let's take that line again. I am here because of the many legends concerning the miraculous power of the shrine. Whoops. There we go. With such power, I could bring happiness to everyone in my country. People of my kingdom live a terrible life under extreme conditions. Those outside the royal castle are in deep grief. I fled from the castle the first time I saw that sorrow with my eyes. I couldn't stand it. Thanks for putting some sense into me. Even though we are both fighting for our people, you showed me how arrogant I am when compared to you. Your name is Momo, right? Just like me, you have people that trust you and are waiting for your return. I'll be cheering for you, so you can succeed your mission and keep on bringing good to the world. I'll be cheering for you. Alright, thank you. We've got another supporter, everybody. We've also got 1 hit point, so we need to be very careful. Alright, we've made it. We've beaten that boss, and we've saved, to boot. So I'm imagining beyond this will be the next shrine. Indeed it is. Tahoe. Actually, I should fight you first. Hold on. Gotta step away for a few. Gotcha. No problem. Reaching far off distances, your prayers touch the heart of the gods. Hearts of the gods, even. You've been blessed by Tahoe. This shrine is very interesting for reasons that will become apparent as we get deeper into the Momodora series. So, there's definitely more map completion to be done, as evidenced by the fact that it says 75%. Yeah, there's an area, again there's that downwards area that we weren't able to get to before. I don't know that we can now necessarily. Ow. But there's also the area around the entrance that is largely uncharted, so I want to check that out as well. Let's see. We might... I don't know. Actually, hold on. We need to go talk to Ares' retainer. Alright, we still can't interact with this in any way, it seems like. Actually, well, maybe we don't need to talk to Ares, I guess I don't know that she's a retainer, but Ares' countryman. We may not need to speak to her. We may just need to go back to, you know, the area where we first met, like she told us to tell Aerie to go to, which we didn't. I don't think we told Aerie to go anywhere in particular. Is this... I don't think this is the precise location. It's in roughly the same place, I think. Oh dear. Man, I just keep getting hit by those floor plants. It never ends. Ah, actually, we can get up here now. Bomb service meeting room. Staff only allowed. Alright, can't go up there. I can leave. I can't, like, completely leave, but I can leave. Nearly fell victim to another floor plant there. Maybe I shouldn't be spending quite so much attention on my map as I'm walking. Maybe I should pay a little bit more attention to where I'm going. There we go. So, I guess probably I do need to speak to that gal again. That one with the ribbons. This is the wrong way. Whoops. Jump, and didn't make that jump. I don't know why I thought I could make that jump without the double jump, considering that all these other ones required the double jump. We've already been in here. Wait, hold on. Sealed by some kind of power. We still don't have any way around that. Unfortunate. But yeah, so we still need to solve the mystery of that downwards corridor, I suppose. It feels like it probably isn't really a mystery, or at least it shouldn't be a huge mystery, because it's marked plainly on the map. Like, you know, there's secret areas on the map that are, like, not marked, or at least there's one. We were just in it a second ago. You know, it is marked on the map, but the transition, I suppose, I should say, is not marked on the map. So if that was really a secret, and really something that you had to go out of your way for, then I imagine it'd probably be not marked on the map. Alright, where are we? Where are we now? We're pretty close to the hall, which is where I think we need to go. I wonder, is there a maximum on charms? I see that we have exactly 100 of them. But I'm not sure if that's just because it capped out at 100, or if I just happen to have had 100 exactly. Come on, there we go. Hey, Momo, wait, you found Eri? You fought her? Yeah, she tried to kill us twice, and she succeeded like 5 times. Alright, seems everything between you two was resolved then. Thanks for all this information. As soon as I can, I'll start looking for her. Do we report back to Eri then, I wonder? Whoops. Come on. You still here, Eri? No, you're not. I was about to say, it almost seems like 2 of these enemies can't exist in the same area at once, but it seems that that is not true. So yeah, it seems like if there is a cap, then 105 is not it. Or 100 is not it, as we had assumed earlier. Alright. Can we... Ah, we're back. I kind of assumed that we would just sort of step through that room and into the final boss arena. Clearly we do need to reunite with Eri and catch up with her and her companion before we finish the fight. Now, you know, this is suspicious. It seems like it might just be pain, though. That might be our only reward for going in there. Oh dear. Unfortunate. So, let's try that again. This time, we won't jump into that same spike pit. At least we won't spend as much time in it, hopefully, and thus conserve a little bit of HP. Alright. Nice, nice. Yeah, Isadora, it seems like, still understands the pain that those enemies with the green projectiles can cause. Oh dear. Is this... Oh, we can't get up there from there, it seems like. They've still got the three projectile firing pattern too. Nice. Alright, love letter. Full health. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Alright, we already stepped out. We can't jump up there, it seems like, but we definitely can be harmed by that enemy, even if we don't fully get onto that screen. Alright, we can't get up there just yet, I don't think. Oh, you really don't, you don't stop firing your lasers, huh? Well, no big deal. No big deal. Alright, we have more max health than we did going to this room before. I don't know if we have more current HP. There we go. Alright. Very nice. Hmm. Ow. Oh, they can really shoot from far away, huh? Alright, that's nothing we can interact with, I don't think. Though... There's an area transition that leads into this area from the right, but we can't access it from the left, it seems. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm troubled a little bit. There we go. Come on. There we go. This seems like a final boss room, or the entrance to one. So maybe let's not go that way. Maybe not just yet. Because we do need to make sure that Aerie and Aerie's employee, or perhaps Aerie's family's employee, are in some kind of way, I suppose. Because yeah, Aerie's not in such a position where we can speak to her again immediately, I don't think. Oops. Alright. I guess we'll jump down. Yeah, because we can't make our way out that way. I do need to remember... I need to remember where we first met. I really wish I knew her name, because I feel bad for just calling her Aerie's employee. But I'm sure she has a complex life of her own outside of Aerie. But yeah, I know it wasn't here that we met them. Or met her, rather. That's fine. The ceiling plants are really non-threatening. Ah. Okay, okay. Ah, okay, okay. So that hopefully has triggered that. No, it has not. What do we need to do here? Ah, there we go. I was too high up, actually. I thought the issue was that I wasn't high enough up. I have returned. Welcome back, Raven Ghost. We are... Oh, nice. We have upgraded our leaf. We got the green magic leaf. It's stronger than your maple leaf. It's said to be able to purify even the heart of an underworld queen. Very good, very good. Alright, we're ready to purify Momodora, I suppose. Or, sorry, Isadora. We are Momo. She is Dora. So I wonder if having this leaf now allows us to unlock that treasure chest over in the dark area. We're also very close to having 100% map completion. I don't know if the boss room, or the final boss area, counts as map completion. It feels like it should, probably. But, I don't know, on one hand it feels like it should, because, you know, it's a room. But on the other hand, it feels like it shouldn't, because presumably then the game ends, when you have beaten that boss. And, I don't know, I guess, I was gonna say, you know, you have to go to that room to beat the game. So it almost feels like the room shouldn't necessarily count towards map completion, but I guess regardless of whether or not a room is necessary to go in, strictly speaking, it can still count. It just means that there is a minimum score that is not 0. And, even if required rooms didn't count, there would still be a minimum. The minimum would just be 0. Alright, so yes. Here we go. Sealed by some kind of power. Okay, so we still can't open it, necessarily. I was kind of wondering if entering the Konami code like we did last time would do anything for us, but it seems like not. So, only one way to go, one thing to do. It's time to go confront Isadora. If we can find our way out of here. There we go. Yeah, I think we're just about full map completion. We're just about full health. I think we'll try to beat the game now, I suppose. I will try to have the game beaten by the end of this stream. Gonna take a quick moment to sip. Sip. Alright. I suppose I don't need to be treating this area with so much gravity. We've got, like, save points in between now and then. It's not like we're running the gauntlet now. Oh dear. Let's not jump into the spike pit, even if we can survive it. Ah, right. So yes. Ah, hold on. I forgot. I needed to go, I got distracted. I need to go, see if, you could reunite with Eri. So, I guess we'll go do that real quick. Yeah, I like these. I do like these Bachman butlers that we've been seeing. Maybe we should dash more places to see if there's like more secrets hidden in the floor or anything like that. I mean, if nothing else, dashing is faster than walking without dashing, so... Let's see, this isn't the save room where we met Harry's friend. Our friend, even. Our friend who... We may not know her name, but we know her heart, and she's a good egg, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose I never thought to, whoops. Yeah, I never thought to use my dash to sort of break blocks underneath me, because I didn't know it could do that. I don't think we ever had the opportunity to witness it doing that. You know, we could break star blocks with it, but I didn't know that we could break, like, non-star blocks with it. Alright. Let's see, was she... Where was she? Where did we meet her? Wasn't here. I don't think it was here either. No, it definitely wasn't here. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe our business is concluded until we have beaten the final boss. Because, yeah, maybe I was taking the game a little bit too seriously when it said, you know, go to Aerie, tell her to go back to the area that we, or find the princess, tell her to go back to, where, we met that character who told us to go find the princess. Maybe that is not a requirement per se, but just, you know, meant to convey the situation at hand. Descriptive text, more so than anything, I suppose. Can we get up here? Yes, we can. Can we do anything up here? Maybe not. Ah, actually, that Bachman has a different color cape, I just noticed. So yeah, so it seems that, yeah, they do have a set trajectory. Those are sort of, to a certain extent, different enemies. They have different sprites, at least, and different behaviors. Alright, so let's go to the Ivory Netherworld once again. Whoops. That's that. But yeah, I'm sure you'll reunite with your princess. It's fine, I guess. I suppose I don't need to micromanage I don't need to micromanage her. I'm not even her superior. So, I think we should be good. Yeah, I was gonna say, we are taking more damage than I would like to here, which I suppose is any damage. I don't want to take any damage if I can avoid it. I was about to go to this puzzle area again, but we don't need to do that either. But yeah, anyway, we don't need to be too fussy about damage, though, is what I meant to say. Well, I was gonna say that we're pretty close to a save. Dang. Pretty close to a save point, but we are actually taking a fair bit of damage, but with not worrying too much about damage and all. Do I need to go this way? I don't think I need to go this way. I don't think going this way was even beneficial in any way to me. I don't know, I think maybe I do. Ah. Okay, so there were more save points than I remember. This save point just isn't marked on the map as a save point. Oh, right. Forgot about that room. Alright, there we go. I keep taking my hands off my keyboard and then sort of getting away from putting them back on but not putting them on the right row. Alright, here she is. You are that Coho maiden from before. You are really serious about killing me. Oh well, reaching this far into the temple, you must be a worthy opponent. Now, get ready to be beaten to death. Ooh. Alright. Oh, that attack does quite a bit of damage, huh? Alright, maybe don't run into her while she's doing it then, if it does so much damage. So we'll call this a dry run, a practice run. Ah. Alright, that's phase 1. Oh. I thought those were just particle effects. I didn't realize that was an attack. Alright, alright. You play Toho. No, we know what's up. And it seems that, I was about to say that she doesn't know what's up, because she doesn't know how to change direction when she fires that, pattern of projectiles, but it seems that she does. And we're in quite a way. Being able to defeat that shadow, that's really something. Well, I guess I have to take you seriously then. Uh-oh. The classic attack, with a twist. Here we go. Tennis. Alright, we've failed at tennis. Local maiden brutally slain in tragic tennis accident. Again. Yeah, there's definitely a trick to avoiding that triple projectile attack, but I haven't determined what that is quite yet. I guess we could probably save quite a bit on charms. I say as though this was some sort of sale. We could save quite a bit on charms by just like not, by just going behind the shadow when she does that one attack. Yeah, it seems the shadow only has sort of 2 firing angles for the aimed projectiles. Alright, so we're still at much lower health than I would like to be going into this, the actual fight with the actual Isadora. Ah, she can't be hit during that, right. Because we need to play tennis with her. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh. Alright, so not quite. Not quite. Quite a bit of damage on that tennis ball, huh? Oh, okay, so yes, being close enough to hit the shadow during that attack does mean that you are close enough to be hit by the laser. I'd sort of been assuming that the, only sort of the white part of the laser was actually, a hurt box. Or a hit box, rather. But yeah, so it seems that, it wasn't so much that attack dealt a lot of damage, but that it dealt, damage quickly. And we just weren't paying that close attention. Well, I wasn't paying that close attention. I don't know how close of attention you were paying. I shouldn't assume these things. Alright. Need to be a little bit more careful next time. Hopefully there won't be a next time. Hopefully we can, become the world tennis champion again. That attack is not a huge concern. That attack is a bit of a concern, though. I kind of forgot about that attack. So. Ouch indeed. So, we need to pay attention to what's going on. Vaporized, yeah. But yeah, charms are definitely the trick to this phase of the encounter, I think. Alright, alright. We're dealing with the shadow well enough. There we go. Very nice. You know, it'd be kind of neat if the double jump leaves changed color as well when you got the spring leaf. But it is what it is, I suppose. All right, so we still don't have a whole lot of health left going into the actual Isadora fight, which is a bit unfortunate. Ow. And now we have even less, having been hit by that rock. Alright. Tennis. It is time to become the World Tennis Champion once again. Do we have the power? Alright, we have the power to survive at least one volley. Alright, alright. But, if our previous encounter with our previous Underworld Queen taught us anything, it's that we're not the best at tennis, necessarily. But if it's taught us two things, it's that tennis is neither the beginning nor the end of a battle with an Underworld Queen. I do wonder... I don't know if it feels a little bit like the spacing on that attack is maybe not super consistent. I guess it's probably not based on spacing, it's probably based on timing, where I've been treating it more as a problem of spacing. Jumping over it seems to work pretty well. Hold on, did I take damage from that attack? How close do I need to be to take damage from this attack? Oh! It seems that if I touch the beam at all, I take a not insignificant amount of damage. Alright, so maybe don't touch the big laser. Maybe just touching it at all is kind of a bad idea. Maybe that should have come, maybe that should have been a little bit more intuitive for me, to assume that touching the big laser would hurt you. Or maybe I should have just been paying more attention. Maybe both. Or maybe I'd already taken that damage and just hadn't been paying attention properly. Alright, simple bullet patterns. Easy patterns, easy life. Very good, very good. Alright, so, that's the shadow done with only half a heart of damage taken. Time for the real fight with Isadora, or the fight with real Isadora, even. Yeah, I don't know if the timing on that definitely gets the timing window gets a lot tighter, a lot quicker than the fight with I've been struggling to recall her name this whole time, but I'm pretty sure it was Lamia. But yeah, our fight with Lamia, I don't feel like the timing on the tennis volley changed a whole lot. Whereas it definitely seems to during for Isadora here. It gets a lot more intense a lot quicker. Could also be, you know, the projectile's bigger, the arena is smaller, and our muscle memory is not quite as well trained at this point. Yeah, given the fact that the projectile is aimed at us, or the triple projectile spread is aimed at us, I suppose if we position ourselves well, it should be pretty easy to jump over for theoretical future attempts. Alright, there we go. Heart and a half of damage going out of that phase, which is worse than our previous best. Oh dear. Stepped a little bit further away than we needed to, lost a little bit of damage on that phase. But we're only 2 hearts down, going into second phase. Or I guess, second phase? I don't know if this is necessarily the second phase, or if we've already been through the second phase. I guess it depends on what you want to count as a phase. I do like that there's a brief window of time, it feels like, where the tennis sort of is in sync with the music to a certain extent. Nice. Alright. Really got to concentrate for those volleys. And part of the greater success I'm having is that I'm just sort of trying to time it a little bit earlier. Because we do have we've got a couple of frames of active hitbox on this leaf. Whereas before I was kind of trying to swing it while it, like just before it touched me, like a frame or two before it touched me. But I've got actually a lot more leeway with that. But yeah, the hitbox on this on the leaf is actually pretty generous now that I look at it. Alright, alright. Alright, I think we may have concluded this. Momo? I'm glad you came here to save me. Ever since I fought with that Underworld queen, something changed in me. I couldn't bring my mother back to life, and instead, I was cursed into that monster you defeated. I'm so sorry for everything I've done. Momo, please forgive me. Alright, we've done it. We have saved Isadora. Momo Reynol. Nanashi Reynol. Melko. Mai. That's her name. Mary Karst. Yes, thank you, Raven Ghost. Queen Isadora. We did it. We finally remembered people's names. Bachman. Oko. Iwa Iwa. Yeah, I remember Iwa Iwas. I remember them looking a little bit different. Bach. Sprout. Sprout. Spirit. Oro. Star Charm. Elder Star Charm. Candlecat. Hot Ghost. Turnip. Bloar. Maid. Bachwaiter. Flying Bachman. Olho. G-Chan. Dora's Shadow. We still haven't gotten that treasure chest. Momodora 2 Staff. Lead Programming. Ardine. Programming. PKBT. J. Mickle. Game Design. Ardine. Art. Ardine. Errands. Music. Electro Bear. Sound effects. Ardine, PK Bat, Electro Bear. Thanks. TSG G1ZZN, Muzzle, Halo Shoe, Matt Thorson, Zero, Dear Thurns, the Curses, and you for playing. Tripped over my words there, unfortunately, at the end. But we have saved Isadora. I am curious, though, about that treasure. Yes, please do. Let's see. Do we have an inventory? Hold on. Is there... What would the inventory button be? There's a pause button. Alright, it seems that there's not a, inventory button per se. We've already been through this dialogue. But this door is new. The developer room. Electrobear. To plug or not to plug? That is the question. www.electrobear.com. It seems that we have plugged one way or the other. Exterminate. 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 I don't even want to be here. Welcome to the developer room. If you exit through the door, the game will end. So why not take your time here? Well, I do want to find the secret of that chest. I don't know that we can necessarily at this point. Wizard. Like I come home. Hey, I'm a pushy fangirl. Go finish making your indie game. I'm glad you made it this far. It means a lot to me. Thanks for playing this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Very abrupt end there, but I must discover the secret. Because yeah, it definitely seems that we have all of our, or maybe not all of our stuff. Because yeah, we definitely can't, we can't dash and we can't double jump. We've got our map still. We don't have 100% map completion, though. But it is getting late, so... The game seems to have saved the number of charms that we had, but we can't use those charms. Yet, anyway. Hello again. I wonder what it is that we must be missing. There's no obvious... I was going to say weak points, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Yeah, so we don't have any of our upgrades except for the leaf. We should be able to get into the that darker area, though. I must investigate this mystery. I must get another upgrade before I can investigate this mystery. You know what? We'll save this for later, I think. Because yeah, it is getting late now. And I don't want to stay up too late again. I've been staying up late a fair amount recently, and I'd like to avoid doing that, if possible. So, let's get wrapped up here. So have I. I need to stop. Yeah. I know how it is. But yes. So, we have reached the end of another stream here. The end of another stream and the end of another game. We're getting through games at a pretty quick rate at this point, which is nice. So, as per usual, I suppose I usually don't get into it this early, but, you know, if anyone has any raid suggestions, I will gladly hear them. But first, before we do raiding, we have to go over other things, like the schedule. So, tomorrow, Destiny 2, Forsaken. We're going to start 10 a.m. I suppose we'll talk about it more when we get there. But yes, that I guess I don't have a lot of conscious hours in between now and then. So if there's anything I need to think about, I have sort of forgotten at this point. So hopefully I can think of it pretty quick in the morning. But yes, that will be tomorrow. That will be at 10 a.m. Central Time. Then next Tuesday, we'll be continuing the Borderlands the pre-sequel playthrough with Altariana, Cheppy Sheps, and Judo Kami. That will be that. Let's see. We may or may not again play another game at some point during that stream. We usually do on these collab streams, but you know, you never guarantee things one way or the other. So let's see. Next, Thursday. I don't know what we'll be doing just yet. You know, I brought it up earlier. Minecraft, Guilty Gear Strive. We could do a lot of things. We could also continue with the Momodora series, but I think I might want to take a little bit of a break on that for now, because I wanted to avoid getting too deep into any game series during this sort of reduced. I still don't know what to call this. It's not a hiatus. This season of change in creating more assets and things, like the assets that I just showed you earlier. The new game screen that still needs to be worked on a little bit, but it's coming along pretty nicely. Yeah, so we've got quite a few more screens that we need to renovate like that. This one for one. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like the preparing screen is probably fine for right now. Let's take a look at it again real quick. And I think there are some little improvements I can make to it. It's been pointed out to me before, but yeah, like there's white around the lettering and all that, but the background is not the same shade of white. I initially did that for more contrast. That is intentional, but yeah, I did that for more contrast at first. But I don't know, we could probably just make this so it looks a little bit better without. Think it's great? Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'll give it some more thought. I am pretty satisfied with the way that this screen is for right now. At some point in the future, I want to once I've practiced my art a little bit more, probably make some less sort of doodly looking assets. I do like sort of the doodly style as well, but I think I'd like to have maybe make the chat box smaller. That I probably should do. I think, yeah, make the chat box smaller. Yeah, I definitely didn't. I didn't really design the prep screen. I didn't design that screen with the chat box in mind, because I originally hadn't been planning to have the chat box on that screen. But yes, so that definitely needs to change. You know, a lot of little things here and there. But yeah, one thing I also want to start looking or like watching over my VODs to sort of see, you know, what I can improve on, sort of self-critique and whatnot. But yeah, if anyone else has any critiques, I would be glad to hear them. I always want to work to make the stream better. If anyone has any suggestions or anything like that, you know, don't ever hesitate to tell me. Don't feel like you're being rude or anything. But yeah, I want to make this the best experience I can for everyone here, and part of that is, you know, taking feedback like that. and seeing what we can improve on. But yeah, just like with the what you just said about the chat box. But yes, so we'll be continuing to work on various things, various assets. Probably again, I think I've mentioned this before, but I haven't for a little while. But more music. I'd like to have a variety of songs. Not necessarily like a whole playlist of songs that I've made for background music, but at least, a few different ones so that I can perhaps have different BGM for different streams for streams with a different tone, or streams of games with different tone and whatnot. And just so if we have a stream where we have like a really long period of talking, like sort of our Destiny lore streams or whatever else, we can have a little bit more variety in the music on those as well. But yes, so that is that. And once again, if anyone has any suggestions for our raid target, please feel free to let me know. If you don't, I can of course always find someone. Got a lot of options tonight, it looks like. But yes, I'll give you all a minute to do that while I take a sip. Sip. No one you know is online? Alright, no problem. Then, I think tonight... It's a tricky one, I think. Tricky one. Because there's a lot of people that I haven't raided in a long time that I'd like to see some more. So you know what? We're gonna generate a random number. Alright, random.org. Give me just a sec. I need to set up a browser source. This seems like a lot of effort to go through to generate exactly one random number once, but the next time I have to generate a random number, we'll be prepared. So once again, give me just a second. Honestly, probably no, I don't have that set up for. Actually, hold on. I think I have a browser source set up in one of these scenes. Maybe I don't. Oh, that's not quite it. Can we fix this? Oops. Alright. Oops. Alright. And let's see. Need to adjust this a little bit. Once again, this feels like a lot of effort to generate one random number once, but again, there's a non-zero chance that we will have to generate another random number at some point. So, we'll set this up thusly. Alright. Here we are, random.org. So, there's 3 people I know who are online that I'd like to visit. Rem Inverse, Mercury Mimic, hold on. Yeah, and Fairy Fae. So, I'm going to generate a number between 1 and 3, and if it's 1, it'll be Fairy Fae, 2, the Mimic, 3, Rem Inverse. And it's a 2. Alright, so, back again. So, we're going to raid Mercury Mimic. So, Mercury Mimic. If I can spell Mimic, there we go. Alright, so, thank you all for being here. Been nice playing another Momodora game. But yes, we're definitely going to play some more of them in the future. But I think we're going to take a little break from the series next week. But yes, so I already went over the schedule, but just to refresh, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Destiny stream. Destiny 2, we're going to finally start playing Forsaken. 5:30 p.m. next week, Tuesday, we will be continuing Borderlands the pre-sequel, probably playing another game before or after that. We'll be playing with Cheppy Sheps, Judo Kami, and Altariana, as per usual. Next Thursday, we'll be doing something a little bit different. I don't know, I feel like playing a visual novel. It's been a little while since we played in one of those. So I think we'll look into that. But yes, that'll be next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then next Friday, I'm sure we'll still be playing Destiny Forsaken. So, the raid message is, as always, we have arrived. Thank you all so much for being here. It has been delightful once again. And so, let's see. Yes, thank you all for being here. I hope you have had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night. And I hope that you'll be well until next time I see you. Farewell.